Hey everybody, and welcome back to the board meeting. Today I'm going to be reviewing the latest and the last, apparently, Marvel Unmatched set that is getting released, or got released, and that is Brains and Brawn. And as usual with these Marvel Unmatched sets, they went with a 3-character set. You've got She-Hulk, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man. It came with a map, of course, like always, and it came with what Marvel Unmatched has been doing, these little tokens that go on the board, and you can interact with these tokens to help your defense or attacks, or else give you other schemes on there. I won't talk about the board much, because boards are boards to me. They are the least important part of the set to myself, but if you want to look at the board, you can see the board obviously in some of these pictures. But let's get into these characters now. And I was pretty excited about these characters. So let's just jump into these characters and talk about the specifics of them. First, we'll start with Doctor Strange. His deck, you can see his artwork there. Little mystic magic powers here. And he is a ranged character. He's the only character that comes with a sidekick in this set. He's got Wong, and both him and Wong are ranged, and they both have a movement of 2. His special power is after each combat, if Doctor Strange played a card, you may deal 1 damage to him. If you do, put that card on the bottom of your deck and draw 1 card. This is a very interesting ability, as in it doesn't seem that strong, but I think it might be the most powerful ability out of all 3 of these characters. And I think these characters have great abilities in this. But I think Doctor Strange is, even though it feels a little bit boring to me, I think it's very, very strong. You can just put that card that you used for that attack or defense back into that deck. So you're not going to run out of cards, or you're going to try not to run out of cards. Doctor Strange, other than his ability, he is a very chaotic character to me. It feels very chaotic, a lot of the stuff. He's blind boosting a lot of his attacks. His 1 card here, I'll just talk about his 1 card here, and it's the 7 Sons of Cinnabis. It is a versatile card, so you can use it as attack or defense. But in this card, if the value of this card is above 7, ignore its value. And during combat, you may blind boost this card up to 2 times. So it sort of has this like push your luck element to it. You're like, okay, I'm gonna try to get to 7, but if you go above 7, it's just like cancels out this card, and then you just wasted all those cards. You might end up wasting 3 cards, and which kind of coincides with his ability of getting cards back into his deck. So you're trying not to run out of cards. He's very interesting, and a lot of his cards are just random, chaotic nature of his magic abilities. And I think it's really, really interesting to play as Doctor Strange. So yes, that is Doctor Strange. Going on to the next one. Next one is the female character of this set. This is She-Hulk. See the artwork of She-Hulk. A little bit of glare to it. I always sleeve all my Unmatched cards because I love Unmatched. She-Hulk is a melee character. She can only move 2. Her special ability is just throw something. At the start of your turn, you may discard a card to deal damage equal to its boost value to a fighter in your zone, which causes you to have some very interesting decisions in this game. I mean, do you want to discard a card at the start of every one of your turns and do a little bit of damage here and there to the opponents? And yeah, that causes for some interesting choices for sure. You're like, okay, should I use this card as just a boost value to hurt them? It feels like a version of Medusa, where Medusa can do like an automatic damage to someone. I mean, you could end up doing 3 damage automatically to someone, but you have to discard that card. So you're going to have some choices with that. She-Hulk is, as you would expect, a pretty big hitter. She's got some heal cards in her deck, and I should say all 3 of these characters have some healing cards in their decks, which is kind of interesting for that. The big notable card that is going to be in She-Hulk's deck that a lot of people are going to be taking notice of every time you play against She-Hulk or as She-Hulk is the Savage She-Hulk. So it's just an attack of 3, but during your combat, you may spend an additional action to make this card's value 9 instead. So you're going to try and get up next to the person and hopefully hit them. You have a couple cards in her deck that will give you an additional actions, and you can move her. So you can move her next to the player and try to do that special ability. So it's like that. It reminds me a little bit of that Medusa card as well, where you can turn a certain card into like the big hitter. But She-Hulk has this is a card that's in this deck twice, and there are some things in her deck that will get you be able to let you go into like the discard pile and put cards back into the deck. So you could end up playing this card 3, 4 times, maybe even in during a round of her. And so you have to be prepared against She-Hulk for sure. She's going to be one of the heavy hitters in this game for sure. And she also starts with 20 health. So she's just beefed up like you think a She-Hulk would be. Let's go on to the next character, the last character, and this is Spider-Man. So we got Spider-Man's artwork on the back, kind of very cartoony look for this one. Kind of gives you that old comics look for that. And Spider-Man is a fast mover. He's got three move. He's by himself, just like She-Hulk is by herself. They don't have allies. Spider-Man's special ability is Spidey Sense. When an opponent attacks Spider-Man, before you play a defense card, they must tell you the printed value of that card. And so Spider-Man causes you, the more you know the opponent's decks, the better Spider-Man is for yourself. He kind of reminds me of like Sherlock Holmes in that sense. Sherlock Holmes is a very, very powerful character if you know the opponent's deck. And same with Spider-Man. Especially say you're Spider-Man and you're versing She-Hulk, and She-Hulk's attacking you. She-Hulk has to tell Spider-Man what she's attacking for, the base value, not the effects of that card. So if She-Hulk is attacking you with that 3 damage one that can possibly turn into a 9, as Spider-Man, if you know She-Hulk's deck, you're like, okay, this could potentially be a 9 damage card. So you're going to try to be prepared, play a defensive card that's going to be able to block a lot of that stuff or cancel certain effects. And so, like I said, the more you know your opponent's deck with Spider-Man, the better Spider-Man is going to be for yourself. Because if you're playing a character that you don't really know, or playing against a character you don't really know with Spider-Man, if someone's attacking for a 3, you're like, oh, okay, that I know it's going to be like a 3 probably at least, but you don't know what those effects are going to be. If you know the opponent's deck, you can kind of, most of the time, or you can sense maybe what cards are about to be coming out and attacking him. And he's got health stuff too as well. He's fast, like I said. But yeah, those are the 3 characters that are in this set. Now, what do I really think about this set? The last set that came out was for King and Country. I gave that one a 9 rating. To me, this set is right up there with that set. I think this, along with For King and Country, are by far the 2 best Marvel Unmatched sets that they have come out with. I think there's 5 Marvel Unmatched sets so far. These 2 are the best. Which one do I think is the best one out of Brains and Brawn or For King and Country? I'm not really sure, because I like all 6 of the characters that are in these 2 boxes. This set is really, really interesting. The characters are really interesting. I think this set, out of any of the Unmatched sets, not even just Marvel sets, out of any of the Unmatched sets that have come out, these characters work well fighting against each other. I feel like they're really balanced out to fight against these particular fighters. I don't mean to say that you can't take these fighters and bring them against other characters in the Unmatched universe. I just think that they knew these characters were going to be in a box set together, so they put them together in this set and matched their mechanics and made them really interesting to fight against. So if you do get this game, try to fight these characters against each other a few times before you bring them outside of into the open world of Unmatched, into these dozens and dozens of fighters you can. I think they work really well fighting against each other. And like I said, this is right up there. This is also going to get a 9 rating for me. So it's the same as For King and Country. Which one do I like more? I think I'm going to need some time away from these sets before I decide that, because right now, Brains and Brawn's got that new shine to it. After like a month or 2, I'm going to have to look back, and then I'll decide which one I actually like more. But they're so close to each other for myself. I like all of the characters, and so I think it's an excellent way to end the Marvel Unmatched series and I will eventually come back and make a ranking of all the Marvel Unmatched sets, which ones I like better. But yeah, it's going to take some time away from these Marvel Unmatched sets to see which ones I actually like best. And I'm really excited for Unmatched to move away from Marvel now. I mean, we have so many Marvel characters. I kind of wish they would have went away from Marvel a bit earlier, but these two last box sets were fantastic. Some of the best things that have come out for Unmatched altogether, not even just for Marvel, just two of the best sets that have come out for Unmatched as a whole group. But yeah, so a 9 rating for Marvel Unmatched. Marvel Unmatched Brains and Bronze. I think it's a fantastic set. Definitely go out and check this one out. And make sure to comment down below what your thoughts are on the set. If you've played it, if you haven't, these characters, you think they mesh well together. Either way, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe to see more weekly content from me, Shane, at the board meeting in the future. Hope you'll have an amazing day. Take care.